Shanna, imagine you have two friends. Friend A is incredibly motivated to save money. They read articles, they set goals, they promise themselves that this month they're definitely going to save whatever is left in their checking account at the end of the month.
Oh, come on. I think we all know that friend. Or let's be honest, we are that friend sometimes. What happens at the end of the month?
Life happens. An unexpected dinner out, a sale that was too good to pass up, and at the end of the month, what's left is usually a lot less than they hoped, if anything at all.
So what does that other friend do?
Well, friend B doesn't rely on willpower. The day they get paid, they have an automatic transfer set up to move $100 from their checking to a separate savings account. The money is gone before they can even think about spending it. Who do you think will have more saved at the end of the year?
I mean, it's got to be friend B, without a doubt. It's the difference between relying on emotion and building a system.
Welcome back to Making Sense of Your Sense. I'm Daniel Hill.
And hey, I'm Shanna Browning. Today, we're talking about the exact difference between hoping you'll save and having a plan that guarantees it. And to do that, we are thrilled to welcome our very first guest, a man who has seen firsthand the power of this simple habit. That's our president and CEO of First Century Bank, Rob Barger.
Rob, why don't you tell us a little bit about you? We've given the history of the bank in our first episode, but we'd love to hear a little directly from you. What does First Century Bank mean to you?
Hey guys, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. The bank is pretty much my life. It's my family's life. Ever since I was a child, I've been coming to the bank and visiting the bank, and as a teenager, I worked as a teller at the bank during the summers.
There's that teller again.
Teller again.
Yeah.
We've all started as a teller.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the toughest jobs in the bank. I watched my grandfather run the bank, and my father, and my mother, who's now chairman of the board. So it's a family business. It just happens to be a bank. So it means a tremendous deal to me.
Oh, we're great you're here. We're thankful.
Yes.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here and excited to be a part of this new podcast.
So we talked about that. The concept is paying yourself first. Excuse me, Rob. For someone who's never heard that phrase, tell us what it means in practice.
Well, paying yourself first is a fundamental shift in your financial priorities. Most of the world operates on what I call a pay yourself last model. Mm-hmm. You get your paycheck and then you start paying everyone else, your landlord, your mortgage company, the car, the credit cards, the grocery store, etc. After you've paid every single other bill and expense, you look at what, if anything, is left over, and that's what you save.
So this treats saving as an optional luxury, right? Sometimes you do only if there's money to spare.
That's right. Yeah, paying yourself first flips that entire script. It means you change your mindset to view your savings contribution as the most important, non-negotiable bill you have. The very first bill you pay each payday is your future self, basically. It's a profound mental switch from being a consumer to being a builder of your own wealth.
What a great statement, to building your own wealth. So you're treating your savings transferred almost like your mortgage bill or your electric bill. It's just truly not an option.
Yeah, I mean, it's more important than your electric bill. It's the only way to guarantee that you're consistently building a financial safety net and making progress towards your long-term goals. Hope is not a financial strategy.
Well, that's good.
A system is a strategy, and this is the simplest and most effective system there is.
That makes complete sense, Rob. I can hear a lot of people listening right now thinking, though, that's a nice idea for someone else. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. There's literally nothing left. What do you tell them?
I think that feeling is so incredibly common. I've been there. I think we've all been there on some level. I was looking at a recent survey from the Federal Reserve that found something startling. Nearly 4 out of 10 adults would not be able to cover an unexpected $400 expense using cash or savings. They'd have to borrow it, don't fix it, or sell something to come up with the money.
Wow, that's a tough statistic.
That is.
It shows how thin that financial buffer is for so many families. So when we talk to people, what are hesitations we hear? It's often, I just don't earn enough money, or the classic, I'll start saving when I get my next raise.
And unfortunately, that I'll start later is such a common one. It's the financial equivalent of I'll start my diet on Monday or I'll make my resolutions in January. There's a real psychological hurdle there, a feeling of not having enough to even begin. It's just overwhelming. So, Rob, with that context, for someone who truly feels that saving first is impossible, what's your advice?
Well, that is the most common and most legitimate barrier people face. So my advice is twofold. First, start ridiculously small. The specific dollar amount is far less important in the beginning than building the habit and proving to yourself that it can be done. You can find $20 in your paycheck, for example. Or can you find $10? Can you find $5 even? The psychological victory of successfully and consistently moving money to savings, even a tiny amount, is incredibly powerful. It breaks that I can't save narrative you've been telling yourself.
So it starts small. You can't walk unless you crawl, and you can't build the muscle. You've got to build the muscle before you try to lift a heavy weight.
Exactly. The second part of my advice is to hunt for found money. The best time to increase your savings is where your income increases, for example. Like the next time you get a raise at work, before you get your first increased paycheck, go into your HR portal and increase your 401k contribution by 1 or 2%, for example. Or go into your online banking and increase your automatic transfer. You won't even miss the money because you never got used to spending it in the first place. So you capture the new income for your future self before lifestyle inflation absorbs it all.
Wow, that's a powerful technique. So you're not really trying to cut back on your current lifestyle. You're just directing future growth towards your goals.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to make significant progress without feeling the pain of deprivation.
All right, Rob, we have the mindset shift, which is the first place we have to start with that, and a strategy for getting started. So what's the single most important mechanism to make this system work long-term?
Well, in my opinion, it's one word: automation. Willpower is a finite resource. You might be incredibly motivated to save after listening to this podcast. But what about in 6 months when you're tired, stressed, and a new shiny object catches your eye?
Oh, the shiny objects.
Yes. Relying on manually moving the money every payday is a recipe for failure.
So how does someone set up this automation? What's the best process for that?
Well, honestly, it's a simple task that pays dividends for the rest of your life. You log into your online banking. You find the transfer section. You set up an automatic reoccurring transfer from your checking account to a separate savings account, for example. You set the day you set the date and the day, basically right after your payday, and you set the amount. That's it. You're done. It's there. Just forget about it.
Wow.
I love simple. I think sometimes we overcomplicate things. So simple is good. So psychologically, when that money, as we have set up from the automation process, begins, what is that benefit mentally when it starts moving on its own?
Well, it works. It's like magic. It removes temptation and decision fatigue. The money is gone before you can think about spending it. You naturally adjust your discretionary spending to what remains in your checking account. This is a concept called paying yourself first, but a better name might be tricking yourself into savings.
That's good. That's good.
So you create a system where the default action is the wise one.
Wow. So to recap the entire strategy, first you have to change your mindset to treat savings as your most important, non-negotiable bill. Second, start small to build the habit and capture what we call found money, like raises. And third, and most importantly, use automation as your superpower to make the whole process effortless and reliable.
Yeah, that's it. That is the simple 3-step formula to building wealth over your lifetime.
And again, simple, right? It's that big word, simple.
Yep.
It's a powerful and very accessible strategy. And that's what brings us to this week's actionable tip.
Your action item for this week is to take the advice we've been discussing and put it into action. We're going to call it the Future Self 5-Minute Challenge.
We want you sometime in the next 48 hours, block out 5 minutes on your calendar. During that time, log into your online banking and set up that automatic transfer.
Rob said it best. Don't aim for a huge, intimidating number that will make you feel squeezed and cause you to cancel it next month. Pick an amount you know you can stick with. Is it $25 a paycheck? That's $650 a year. Is it $50 a paycheck? Well, that's $1,300 a year. What matters is the consistency.
When you see those numbers, Daniel, it matters. $25 a paycheck to $650 a year. But while you're in your online banking, do us one more favor. Give that savings account a specific nickname. Don't just call it savings account or savings account 123. Rename it. Get it in your mind and call it My Future Freedom Fund or Emergency Buffer. Or if you're saving for a trip, Hawaii.
Oh, yes.
Europe. Something great, something fun, beach trips, just make it fun.
Well, that's a great point, Shanna. Naming your goal gives you every dollar a specific purpose. It makes the goal feel real and tangible. And it makes it much harder psychologically to raid that account for non-emergencies, right? You're not just taking from savings, you're taking from Hawaii.
Wow, it makes it personal.
I'm not taking from Hawaii.
No.
Not taking from Hawaii.
Well, Rob, we do thank you so much for joining with us and for sharing such practical, powerful wisdom.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure. I've enjoyed it. And, this podcast, this episode is basically the foundation of everything. So, yeah.
All right. Next week, we'll be taking another look at budgeting, exploring some simple methods that actually work to help you know where your money's going.
Don't forget to subscribe to Making Sense of Your Sense wherever you listen, and send us that question at podcast@fcbtn.com. Thanks for listening.